Because the challenge for marketers is that we don't get to decide what customers talk about. Yes, we have strategies that are set out to see how we can engage customers so that they're going to talk. But because there are literally millions of these touch points, marketers cannot decide what gets talked about. People decide. Customers are going to decide what is talkable and what is not talkable. And that's what I want to really focus in on today, is this idea of having deliberate intention at every single customer touch point. Deliberate intention is the act of a business giving people reasons to talk. It is deliberately making sure that every single customer touch point is an opportunity for a talking point. Deliberate intention. Because I truly believe that the best word of mouth for any business is not how a business does business one day, but how they do business every day. Because a business isn't in business for one day, it's in business for a series of days. And a term that we all love to cling to is this word called buzz. Buzz marketing. So many companies just want to get some buzz. As a marketer, I'm here to say eliminate buzz marketing from your vocabulary. Please, end it. Because buzz marketing brings up this, an exclamation point. It's basically one and done. You get attention one day, and then it's gone the next day. A business doesn't live for one day. It lives for a line of days. But a funny thing happens when you turn this exclamation point on its side. You start to gain a different perspective about what this could be. And when you really zero in on this, you start to see something interesting. Especially when you throw up this number, 14,600. 14,600 represents the average number of days a very large business is in business. It's a little over 40 years. So the biggest of companies endure for decades. Most of us can't relate to that number, but we can relate to this number, 3,100. That is about 8 years, and that is about the lifespan expectancy of a small business. So businesses aren't living for one day, they're living for a series of days. As marketers, we have a decision to make. Are we going to live for the dot in our business life, or are we going to live for the line in the business life? Are we going to give customers something to talk about one day, or are we going to give customers something to talk about for a series of days, for a line of days that we can then begin to see with our palm? So I'm going to give you some tips on how to go about and practice deliberate intention at every customer touch point you have. First tip, be unique. I want you to be unique in your business and everything your business does. Michael Porter, business strategist, professor guy, sums this up beautifully when he talks about how there is no best car company because there is no best car. Car companies are really competing not to be the best, but to be unique. And when you look at a car like this, no way in hell is that the best car. The Nissan Cube is the most unique, one of the most unique cars that's out there. And there's clearly a fingerprint on that car that says that it is distinct. And they've acted with deliberate intention to make that car look the way it looks. Cough medicine. Yes, cough medicine can act with deliberate intention to give us this touch point that can become a talking point. If you live in Canada, you've probably had Buckley's. Buckley's is cough medicine. And you're thinking, okay, what are they going to do to make cough medicine something talkable? Well, they play up the fact that it tastes awful. Their advertising campaign says it tastes awful, and it works. And if you've ever had Buckley's, you know that it's the most horrendous medicine you've ever experienced. It's worth talking about because it works and it tastes awful. Again, a fingerprint of a unique fingerprint that makes that product stand out. And they accentuate it with deliberate intention. Maps. We all know that maps come in these folded deals, and they're very hard to unfold, right? But look at this, though. There is this collapsible map that's out there. We know we have a hard time unfolding and folding back up maps. So why not live that up and realize that people just want to collapse a map and put it in the pocket when they're out traveling? So lo and behold, a company acts with deliberate intention to stamp their unique fingerprint on a common paper product, turning it into a map that's collapsible. That's not the best map, but that is certainly one of the most unique maps that's out there. So unique, the people here are going to be talking about it and might even at some point in time buy a collapsible map.